You know what time it is when you hear the horns. Last week we had a conversation, myself and brother Fam, over at Two Dope Marks, and as what happens when peace to the brothers over there. When a couple of us get on a pod, we start talking about the good old days and history and whatnot, and it's the brother that we're about to have join us in a few moments. Personally, I feel like I was speaking a couple of moments ago about history. Seeing somebody doing great things, but then I be trying to think damn, when was the first time I posted that person? And 2011 over on Rock the Dub was the first time I posted this guy, and I'm realizing I was going through his bio. That's around the time this brother changed his life to go from I'm doing this one thing, now I'm doing this music thing. And we talking to him he's done a lot of musically. It's kind of crazy to do stuff and then have whole video game publishers be like, no, the stuff you do with our stuff is so good, guess what, whatever you want to use, it's all yours. Brother's had his music featured in video games. He's had his music featured in WWE and in AEW. A lot. He's done a lot. I think one of his biggest achievements right now, aside from being a father, shouts out to Dad Gang, this is a first-time Grammy-nominated artist. Just the other day, he said the win is the nomination. I love seeing actually. Where's my applause button for that one time? You know him as one of the best brothers doing the wrestling, the hip hop, and the rapping thing. Brother Mega Ran.
Yo,
welcome to let's get this brother on the Summer Jam screen, because it's been it's been a minute.
Did you hear the clarity on the microphone?
Oh no, that's real. That's that real deal hip hop. That's that real deal hip hop right there.
He hit that turn your radio down.
Hello, remember this is Mega Ran, but I just want to be clear, just so I'm not tripping, because I was going back through the archives on Rock the Dub. It was random until the Mega Ran project. Am I correct in that?
You are mostly correct. Okay. I was random for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Mega Ran project was taking off, and then I was trying to do both. I was trying to be Mega Ran and random. It's one of them things where the thing you become kind of popular for kind of starts to take over. And the best nicknames I always say are kind of given. They're not chosen. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, they just started calling me Tiny. You know what I mean? That's what it was. So people started calling me Mega Ran. And I was like, well, I'm random. I made a project called Mega Ran. And they're like, whatever, it's Mega Ran. And that's just kind of what it was. So I didn't mind that. But yeah, that's how it was. So yes, I was like, okay, when I do my hip hop stuff, it's gonna be random. And then when I do kind of nerdcore video game adjacent, it's gonna be Mega Ran. But when you realize you're an independent artist with limited budget, ain't nobody got time to be breaking down brands and co-brand. You don't have time for that.
You got to make sure the SEO goes in one place. You know what I'm saying? Keep it all connected. How are you doing? I mean, I'm talking about a lot of stuff you've had going on. How are you feeling right now? How's life treating you?
I'm still catching up, man. The post Grammy hangover is real. Grammy week is like Mania week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I have somebody I can actually relate to on this side of things, because I tell people out there man, it's like a WrestleMania. And they're like, WrestleMania? And what are you actually wrestling? I'm like, no, but there's so many shows and places to be that there's so much feel you didn't have a match, so it really feels like a Mania week. There's just a party every night, there's a brunch every day, there's a meeting every afternoon, there's just a thing constantly. So and the whole time you gotta be but you gotta be smiling, you gotta be up, you gotta be ready, you gotta be talking. I gotta have that face on, I'm so happy to see you, and because most important part of the game is just being likable. You know what I mean? There's a lot of socializing that has to be done in this world. And I don't mind it, I really do like hanging out, but I am very introverted, and I realize most artists as well, and probably wrestlers too, very introverted, when they're not on the mic, when the camera's not on, Funny, I had a talk with Kenny Omega, and I was asking him to do a drop on my. This is sound like a crazy name drop. Sorry.
No, I love it. No, I love it. I love that just randomly popped out there too. Pause. I love that. I love it.
That was mad random name drop. Let me pick that up there. That I dropped that. But like, I was like, yo, I'm doing this song, and I wrote this. Me and Novelist, shout out to Novelist. We did a track about the Okada and Omega series of matches. And so I was like, yo, can you do a little drop at the beginning of it?
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like stuck, like, man, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't even know what to do. And I'm like, man, just do the Kenny Omega thing. And he's like,
right.
That requires cameras, it requires people, like it requires a whole different energy than just to be like, all right, I'm gonna hit record and just do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had to realize, like, oh, like they're not very much different from us. Like, it takes some time to build up to those moments. So we see them as larger than life figures, but Kenny's just as shy and introverted as the rest of us.
As we are.
So I might not suffer from the introverted part of that, right? But I understand it from, like just adjacency from like a lot of friends that like, all right, I'm tired of these people. When I guess what's a sign of your social battery wearing down that you need to go and recharge, and then what does that recharge look like?
Good question.
Oh, that's a very good question. I got it from one of my homies. Basically, if I got my people with me, I make sure to introduce them to somebody else. So I'm like, yo, have you met Cal? Like, yo, have y'all talked? You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna be like, you know,
right.
And now
Homer Simpson in the bush.
Yeah, I'm gonna fade off in the cut. Like, it's like when I feel like I've had enough, and I don't want to be antisocial. I don't want to say something crazy or just not say anything, and they'd be like, man, this dude was weird. I make sure that another friend of mine gets the introduction, and we kind of pick it up from there. Word. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll eventually slide off. Like that's my move.
It was cool. I was going through your photos on Twitter though, especially during the Grammys. It seemed like you were, around some hometown. I saw Killer Mike. You had a photo with Killer Mike. When you was with the Writers Guild, like it was just like just random people you was outside with. Was it good to be in that environment as a first time Grammy nominee, but have those people around with
have
you?
The squad, yes.
Yeah.
And that I was really like, I hit the group chat. It's one of those things like a mania trip where you're like, yo, I'm gonna be in LA all week. Like, y'all want to roll?
Right.
And some of the homies were like, hell yeah, like let's go. And so I was like, all right, so here's the deal. Like, we're all gonna stay in the same hotel, and we're just gonna do it like summer camp. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all just gonna pile in. And we all had different rooms, but it was like I go to breakfast, I see the homies. I go to dinner, I see the homies. Like, it was so much fun just to be able to like see everybody at any given time. It felt kind of like my wedding, because in a sense where it's like, if you're familiar, where like you start inviting everybody to come, and then you think about it like, dang, I'm only gonna see these people for 5 minutes time. And they're coming from way out of town, way across the country to do this for me. So you start feeling bad a little bit, at least me. I'm a chronic people pleaser. So my worry is like, all right, some events are just for the nominee. And in my case, it was just me. Like, literally, Grammy nominations are so specific that only the artist is the nominee. Right. So like the producer isn't, the engineer isn't, it's like, sorry, some of these things are me and a +1, and I'm married. So my +1 for life is wifey.
100%.
So, yeah, so that's how it goes, where I'm like, okay, this is how it's got to be. So y'all got to find something else to do. And so now I feel bad. I'm like, oh man, I'm barely gonna see my homies. But once we get dressed, I come down the steps, I'm in the lobby, I see everybody. So that's kind of how it was. So it was really, really fortunate that we were all in the same place. So yeah, the guild pulled up. K Murdoch was there. So many of my homies, the producers that have worked with me over the years, like just to kind of celebrate this moment. So I thought that was really dope. Like, it made me feel proud. You know what I mean? Like I helped to achieve a moment that could bring everybody together. That wasn't a funeral.
I was gonna say, and it's not even just like I want to say it's not like you're what you're normally known to produce. Like, this is your second children's album, but like this is the last what 4 years I think you've really been focusing on this side. Talk about that trend. I mean, not to say I imagine it wasn't that difficult, but I mean, talk about going from I'm adult and I'm writing about the things that I want to write about, and then trying to make music it for a totally different demographic.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a challenge. But it wasn't, it's a different part of the brain in that, you take some of the seriousness off. Like when you write and rap, it's cutting promos over beats. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be hard and all this. And for me, I say it was just smiling more. You know what I'm saying? Like either I'm smiling during the delivery or I'm making songs and concepts that make me smile and just bringing those to life. And that's really what it was. So yeah, it's been three years now. We did 3 projects. 2023, I think, is when this whole journey started for me. And I knew it was something special before I even put the record out. I just talked about doing children's music, and then South by Southwest was like, "Do you want to play the children's showcase?" And I was like, "It's a showcase." And they're like, "Yeah." And so that let me know, like, all right, I'm on the right track. Like some cool things are happening. I had 2 songs ready by that time. Played those 2 plus some other songs. My songs were already fun. They're already positive. They were already clean.
Right.
I don't cuss none of my music anyway. Right. So it wasn't much of a stretch for me to do that. And coming from a teaching background, like I always say, kids and drunk adults are basically the same person. Like you're talking to the same exact person. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same way to get to them. So I've had that experience as a teacher where it didn't make it that much difficult. And yeah, I had a feeling I was on to something, but I had no idea Grammy nomination in 3 years was not on the bucket list or the bingo card. But yeah, it was using a little bit of the different like just trying to break it down a little bit. And I was so scared of being like corny and dumbing it down. That's like a rapper's worst nightmare.
Right.
He says, "This is corny." But sometimes you can embrace a little bit of the corniness and just have fun, And like I think Logic would be a great kids rapper.
That'd be interesting.
What I mean? Because like people, I heard that deep sigh.
What you saying, fam? What you saying?
The deep Negro sigh up there.
Well, that particular word is the reason why I was like, I understand why you would say that. However,
right? Yeah,
I am just sighing at the concept of Logic in general.
Wow.
Okay, that's fair.
This is like such I'm gonna make this transition just because it kind of fits the conversation, because especially with Brother Rand the other day. I mean, I don't want to put too much information out there, but as a brother named Raheem, I mean, you had to go out there and make a whole PSA to tell people to stop the madness.
Stop the madness, yo.
I'm tired of it, and I've been finding it hard to really like put into words that people understand why we gotta why you shouldn't go down certain roads, because they're gonna lead to what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, it's like, look what y'all did, man. Look, that's all I could think. It's like you let it go too far, y'all. Like it was all fun and games, and then it's like anything though. Anything that we make cool or make funny, once it gets out of our hands, it's then officially corny. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Right. It's what we're not trying to be. Yeah.
Right. Once it gets out of our hands and somebody flips it back on us, we're like, now it don't even sound. It ain't funny. It ain't cool. It ain't. Nah, it's whack.
They flipped it and bounced it.
Yeah,
right. You done flipped it and bounced
it.
And I never, ever, like, I just never was a fan of it from the beginning. Not even that my name was Raheem, but like outside of that, like, it's just not funny. Like, I don't know. To me, I don't know. I don't find anything funny about saying a white guy is an honorary black person. Like, I don't think that's interesting. I don't think that's edgy, funny, or anything. When you got plenty of black people right there, like, yo,
this the slippery slope of the cookout.
Yes. What are we doing? Yes, the slippery slope of the cookout is exactly it, man. It's like when you got open invites, you can't be surprised when something come up missing.
It's funny because and I don't want to get this deep, pause, but like, yo, we've given away culture since we've been here. So it's kind of, it's kind of just another thing that we do.
It's kind of what we do.
I understand it, but is you right? You are correct. It's
too far at this point. It's gone too far. And I just feel like, man, the timing of everything, like I just look at everything differently now from the lens of like a father, from the lens of an entertainer, and like a writer. Like, yo, a person wrote that, another person approved that.
Yep.
And then they did it. And it's literally on the same day that Cody like launched a kids line of merch.
Oh my God.
Literally the same day. The shirt he's wearing is like from the kids line that they did of his merch.
Kids line and Dingling promo on the
same Dingling promo, same time. Like, yo, the timing, that like everything. I was just like, this is where I feel like and it happens with all corporate America. Like, yo, you need more black people in there making decisions.
Let me add the applause of that, because that is 100% fact. They need a brother or preferably a sister. They probably need a sister or two in those writers' rooms for sure.
Like stuff like that happened, and I'd be like, oh, this is where Kaz would have been great to. Because I feel like he'd have been like, maybe not.
but actually, yeah, there's a different way you can, or you know what I mean. I don't, but you know, who knows if they even like, did they know he was going to say that, or is that him freestyling during Black History
he could have just went off the cuff. Yeah, he could have just went a little off the cuff. I'm sure he has more freedom than most to do that.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's man.
I don't like
worst, like it's the middle of the month, and this is already like the worst Black History Month for wrestling fans.
Has Raw has any of those shows done like a Black History Month segment?
Tozawa and Otis had on a Black History Month themed gear.
They had the red stars on the green with their black trunks. That may be it though. That may have been the extent though.
That's all we getting. Wow.
Even the WWE Vault doesn't have much up there. I'm kind of surprised. They uploaded a Ron Simmons Broken Skull Sessions interview. That may be it so far.
That's all we getting. That's crazy.
Because they said we got Cody Rhodes.
They like, look, yeah, like exactly. Like at this point, they're like, look at all the tweets. Like they're in on the joke. Like it's fine.
and because I think it was interesting seeing that happen. Again, I don't want to get too long on this, but it was interesting seeing that happen in real time, because you could really see the divide between black folks in wrestling on the time. Like there's some folks who they love it, they want to joke, and they're gonna joke, and there's other folks be like, this is where that you see the line is right here, and he just stepped over it, and y'all's right there with him. And I don't. It's again. There's too many Obafemis and Javon Evans and Carmelo Hayes and whatnot on TV, Lash Legends every week to be having to resort to a Cody Rhodes. Anyway.
Well, it's the thing about these things is when you make a joke like that, it's like music, right? As an artist, or like what we do here, is it's ours when we're creating it, but then once it's out, we don't have any control over it.
Yeah,
facts.
Do you find it tough to, or is there a point where you get comfortable with like letting music out and being like, well, it is what it is, it's going to do what it's going to do, or is it like what they saying?
Whew, man, it's, to me, and this is only me speaking for myself.
Right.
This is the N-word debate with me. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
This is why I won't say it in my music, because I don't want anybody repeating it back at me and being like, what you said, you know what I'm saying? But I have other friends who are, you know, intellectual MCs who be like, no, I make sure that language is in my music, because I want you to know this is coming from a black person. You know what I'm saying? And that I respect as well. But like, if the day comes that you spit it back at me, it's like, what can I say now? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can get angry, but yeah, like I gave it to you to utilize. So that's where I just don't want nobody saying, yo, I love that part where you said, and I'm like, hey, you know?
Right. And I mean, not to cut you off, but I do think that's where one of the beautiful things about what you've been doing has been that authenticity. No matter what's going on, we know that if you look on the timeline, if you're looking on Twitch, if you're listening to the music, that is Mega Ran right there. It's the same brother walking around saying the same thing that you would see on the timeline, on the street, in the booth. It's that's what we try to do, is because I think there's you have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I am proud of what I did, or I stand by what I did last night on the pod, last week in the booth, last year on Wax, whatever the case may be.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I kind of tell like my Discord or in my chat, I'm just like, hey, if I wouldn't say it in a rhyme, then probably don't say it in the chat. You know what I mean? Just to keep that like energy around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if you wouldn't hear me say it in the song, then maybe don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like the general rule of thumb for all of my little spaces on the internet.
So I wouldn't be Brother Fam if I didn't ask this question. Is there a Mega Ran Raheem code switch that takes place? Is there a yeah, you know what I'm saying? What's happening? Like, is there that version of Mega Ran? You know what I'm saying? Like, because people love to like, yo, I bet he at home and he doing this and that and this and that. But you know what I mean? Is there a difference between what we're percentage and how deep is that?
Okay, good question. I mean, I am black, so absolutely there's a code switch. Like, I mean, we have mastered the code switch. And so 100% for me, it comes out like when I talk to my homies from back home. Like if I'm talking to the cats from Philly, it just starts to come out. You talking to the brothers, it just comes out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's there. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be there. You know, it's just certain moments and opportunities bring it out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it ain't going nowhere. You know, like I am what I am. You know, I grew up in Philadelphia, so that will forever be in me.
Facts. Now you're gonna be. I saw. Do I have that image over here? Because you're about to be hitting the road like this weekend, right? Like you're on tour like soon, right?
Yeah. I'm doing a bunch of stuff the rest of this month and next. I am heading to Phoenix for the Musical Instrument Museum. This is a super dope spot. They're doing a 3-day hip hop celebration, and they're going to have me talking during the day and then doing a live performance in the afternoon. So I get to talk about the history of hip hop, things like that. And then I get to play some songs. It's the only musical instrument museum in the country, maybe in the world. So it's a really dope spot where they have instruments from everywhere. They have a room where you can go and play them. It's like a really cool spot that I love playing, and I'm really looking forward to that. And after that, I get back to like traditional venue shows, whether bars. I got this summer I'll be doing some library stuff, but that's not announced yet. But yeah, I think this has opened just another world for me as far as like another stage to play on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've been playing dive bars my whole life. So there's that. And then there's Comic-Cons, and then there's wrestling conventions, and then there's now libraries, museums, performing arts centers. And so being able to like tailor a show for any of those different places is really, really cool.
Yo, I've always said that like nerd specifically, that word nerd is a synonym for passion, right? And it's just passion usually that other people don't understand. I love to nerd out about hip hop. I've had some cool hip hop discussions today about like MCs like Master A, just like stuff that people are like not more than surface conversations. But when you go into a specific, a super specific subgenre of something, calling it like nerdcore and so on, you obviously have a passion for it. What MCs would you say you built that passion upon? Like, who was like you saw them rap and they were like, okay, I might could do that, or I want to do what they're doing?
Wow. MF Doom for sure has been a huge hero in my world. Like he's like the OG hip hop nerd to me.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man. Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Shout out.
Del made a record. He was the first one to do it, I think, where like his album cover was a comic book cover. And it looked like a comic, had like the logo in the corner and all that. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, and then you listen to him, he's talking about robots and spaceships and video games and all kinds of nerdy stuff. We actually kind of became friends over pandemic, just like me reaching out on the humble. And then he just started telling me about video games that he really loved and stuff. So yeah, we wound up doing like 3 songs together. Crazy. And all kinds of cool stuff. And he told me he was working on a project with Doom before he had passed. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. So yeah, it's those kind of cats, hip hop nerds, you know what I mean? Lupe Fiasco, another big inspiration. Cats who are nerdy about words, but also about something else. Like Lupe loves, you know, Japanese culture and things like that. So when you see people take their passion and put it into their music, you know, that really like it hits me in a real special place. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I do. Like, I liken it to with video games. It's just like Tribe Called Quest was about jazz. You know what I'm saying? Like where they were taking all these cool obscure samples and stuff and making stuff. Like that's what I do with video game music. You know what I'm saying? So it's very similar in the way that they would nerd out on crazy samples and stuff. I would nerd out on video games that I played when I was like in middle school. You know?
Facts. Damn. All right, Rant, we gotta get to the show. Because I don't want to hold nobody for too long, especially you. Because again, I know you're gonna be hitting the road, Jack, very, very soon. Again,
yes.
Megaran.com/shows, RSVP, get your tickets, all that stuff over there. I always ask this question, and I always assume that the answer is going to be, I mean, I don't know, I ain't working, but where creative mind, you know, you're still in the midst of, you know, your Grammy running and nominations and touring the latest project. Where are you at with the next one? Because I know you got something. You cooking on something.
Man, it's hard for me to even think about it when I'm in the midst so hard of pushing one thing. You know what I mean? But there's always something else for me. Like I do usually at least 2 projects per year. And so I do think something is going to come. I want to get back to my roots a little bit on some hip hop stuff. I want to do like adult contemporary rap. You know what I mean? Like, here's the hip hop album for like the old washed cats. You know what I'm saying?
No, thank you. We need that.
Like, I want to do that. So I'm working on tracks now. Just the other day, I mean, literally today on stream, I was sitting around listening to stuff from the 90s, and I was like, man, I want something that feels like that. Like I would just point out songs and be like, I want something that feels like that. I want something that feels like that. I want something that feels like that. And then, and so now that's kind of giving me some concepts for the next record. I already got a cover. I had my homegirl Antoinette do a hand painting that looks amazing. So the cover's already done. I just got to make the music and come up with the title. But yeah, I'm still working. I go to the studio every week, like a job. You know what I mean? I clock in and clock out, whether I got something to do or not. But mostly finishing up like features and stuff for people. A lot of great children's musicians have hit me up wanting to do songs together.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, so that's really been filling up my schedule. So there will be something. Like there's probably 2 to 3 things I'm working on right now. Then they might all come this year, they might not. But I want to do more video game stuff. I want to do more like grown-up hip-hop stuff. I want to do more wrestling stuff.
Let's go.
And then I want to do more kid stuff. So yeah, it's all gonna come together one of these days. See, I think so specifically one track minded about concepts that I'm like, the album has to all be this. Like the album hall has to be wrestling, the album hall has to be grown up, whatever, throwbacks, video games. One day I'm gonna figure out how to do them all on one album. You know what I mean? And make my basically I liken it to like Kendrick's Damn. You know what I mean? Where like it's just dope records. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's trying to stick to some crazy concept. It's just dope records. And so I want to make something like that where it's every piece of me within 10 or 11 dope records.
Let us know when you put together the hip hop / wrestling version of We're All in the Same Gang with you and Smoke Dizza and AJ Francis. And you know what I'm saying? Like, let me know when that happens, because I want to be in the video talking crazy like
Yo, that's a great idea. Just get everybody on the record, just go crazy. That's a really good idea.
I got a concept for I'm not gonna say it. We should stop talking about that right now.
Okay. Don't
happen in
because Streets is watching.
Street 100% the Streets.
So like,
shout out to the Streets.
I'll be thinking about something, and if I say it, then it just happens. So like, but yes, there will be more wrestling stuff for sure happening, and I love that. I love the idea of like a big collab project.
We need that. We need more of that.
I got to get everybody together. I got to get AJ Francis and Max Caster on the same page. I got to get, you know what I'm saying? I got to get Swerve and everybody on there. Like, I would want like all the people I'm cool with. I just did so way back in Philly, I did something like that. I did a collab with these two cats, and they were kind of beefing at the time, and I kind of thought, I didn't really know, but Reef the Lost Cause and Icon the Mic King.
Oh, shout out.
Both super dope. And I just like went to one, got a verse, went to the other one, got a verse, and then was like, yo, it's out. and they was like, yo, for real. You know what I mean? So like, I don't want to like do it that way. I want to actually talk to everybody, make sure we all on the same page, and like get something really cool out.
In the same room. You might
There we go.
No,
We're planning something. Might be, I could talk about this. Might be planning something in Tampa very soon, and a little meeting of the minds. And I'm gonna hit y'all up too. And I don't know what y'all thinking around Backlash time.
I was gonna say, I know that's where it's gonna be. So
Tampa's a very interesting place. Like, it's very nice to me as far as like people come out and see me. It's a great wrestling town, great music town as well. Okay. So like, it might be something where we could put something together there. So I might need y'all's help on that. So we gonna chat.
You got the email, we get in contact. We finally made this happen. I'm so glad we were able to do this.
Yes.
I feel like I asked you about this in LA, and it's just been like schedules and life and everything. But
stuff happens. But I appreciate Rock the Dub. It's like, so special to me. So I want to, first of all, I want to give you flowers for that.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
The many profiles, records you've posted for me, man. It's been so dope. It made me feel like I made it. You know what I mean? Like any artist, like we just want to hit the blogs, man. And that's what it was at that time. And I thank you for being a part of that.
Oh, no doubt. I appreciate. Thank you for saying that. I just out there trying to do my part. I mean, that's what we do. Let the people know where they can find you. Let the people know when you be streamed. Let them know your schedule, all that stuff, so the people that's watching can tap in if they're not already tapped.
Word up. Okay, so I do weekly streams, usually 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific, on Twitch. I do a different thing every day. Monday night ran, so I'll play wrestling music or do Mega Man Mondays. Tuesdays I'll play 2K or make music. Wednesday I'm in the studio. Throwback Thursday, and then fighting game or Fortnite's on Fridays. So come through, hang out. We'll just chat, shoot the breeze. I'm always answering questions and chilling. Touring all the time, megaran.com/shows. There's so much music of mine out. You can go get music at megaranmusic.com. I just put out the Guinness World Records pack of all the Mega Man tracks that I've created. It's over 130.
Crazy.
That are all either sampled or based on the video game. There's some exclusives in there that have never been heard, so go grab that. Man, there's just so much music. The Buddy's Magic Treehouse, the Grammy-nominated Buddy's Magic Treehouse, is on vinyl. You can grab copies of that right now. Hey, click with the picture. I like that. The vinyl is shipping very soon, so you can go grab a copy of that. I got cassettes. I just got a cassette in the mail.
Hard.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
We got it. Look at that green.
Oh, I love that actually.
The green tape though. All right.
Green tape. Yeah. So yeah, we got cassettes now, like all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, you can get all that stuff at the shows, or you can order at megaranmerch.com.
megaranmerch.com. And I ain't gonna hold you. I was listening to the project before we started, and what's the record? Why do people go? Oh man. Hit me in the fields, man. Shouts out, actually, applause for that record. Applause for the album. I appreciate you, Ran. Glad we made this happen, but I'm sorry,
Me
my brother.
too.
You gotta go.
Dang.
You gotta go. We'll catch you. We'll catch you next time, though. We'll catch you next time. Again, keep us posted for real. Backlash, Tampa for real. Our line's open. Let us know.
An email is coming.
Appreciate you, man. All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, brothers.
Peace.
Brother, fam.
Another successful casual Monday.
Casual Monday on a Thursday.